Hello beauties, how are you all doing? My name is Shaz, short for Shahrazad, and I love colorful makeup. Today I'm so excited because we're going to play around with Rogue palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is a gorgeous palette. Look at this color story. Absolutely mesmerizing, friends. And if you've been watching my channel, you know these are my colors, teals and purples. I have cool undertone and this palette is cool tone, so I'm so excited. We're gonna do swatches and 2 eye looks, and in the end I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this palette. If that sounds good to you, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Let's go into the video. Before we get started with the first eye look, let's take a quick look at the swatches. As I mentioned, we're going into Rogue. This is going to be the first eye look. I already did an eye look in a to buy or not to buy video. I will tag it, and that's part of the reason why we're doing just 2 eye looks. And for this eye look, I'm gonna try a little bit of this beautiful purple, and I'm just putting this sort of across. Such a beautiful color and a beautiful palette. I'm so excited about getting this palette and using it. So far everything is nice. I do feel like this brush is a little fluffier than I was hoping. One of the Beauties Cosmetics brushes. What I'm gonna do now is just using a little bit of NYX across my lid. I'm using this all across the lid. Now I'm gonna go into this one. What's the name? Deception. This is a beautiful teal to purple duochrome multichrome action, and I'm just tapping it across. Oof, beautiful. I do have fat fingers and long nails, so it's kind of difficult to get into those tiny areas. This is beautiful. I don't know if you can see the actual color. Maybe you can see the difference in the colors from here. It's beautiful. I don't think you can see the teal shift. There's a beautiful shift, but maybe you see it in the swatches at the beginning of the video. I'm now using a packing brush with the first color, and I'm just blending these edges into the color that I just put. So the multichrome, just to make sure they're kind of blended and there's no harsh lines around here. I'm now using a flat brush with that same color. The name of this color is Subtle. I'm putting this under my lower lash line. I am going to work with this eye look, otherwise you can use the dark teal to deepen it out a little bit. But I kind of want something a little more subtle. No pun intended with the name of this color. I do have a little bit of fat finger action there. I need to just clean it up. I'm putting a little bit of Trickster with a very tiny brush in my inner corner. This is a beautiful color. The kind that is pink, like dark pink base, or red base maybe, with a silvery greeny hue, and it's beautiful. It looks wet. It's also very squishy. I already made an impression on it using this brush and the brush that I used for the first eye look, because I used this color in both. There was just 9 colors in this palette, so it's a little bit difficult to make sure you don't repeat colors. But beauties, my look is done. Loving this eye look, love the palette. I find this palette pretty versatile. Again, as I always say, I would have replaced this black with like a dark purple or something like that. I don't know if these are magnetic and they pop out. You know what? Let me try. I don't think they are, but I have this. Yeah, they don't. Oh, they do! Amazing. So that means I can maybe replace that black with a color, one of the burgundies or something from one of the other palettes, like the dark burgundy-ish color from the Sorcerer palette. But I still think that Fantasy Cosmetica has just way too many burgundies and different palettes. What they should have done was to do a cool toned, very, very deep purple, like black with a dab of purple instead of this black color. Fantasy Cosmetica, next time. Other than that, loving it so far. Now let me bring the camera closer and show you this eye look from close up. Okay, beauties, let's go to the next eye look. I'm gonna use Urban Decay's primer because I can't remember what primer I used in the last eye look, and I do want to do sort of a variety of primers, but I know I haven't used this one in a while, so this is the one we're using. This is anti-aging. Okay, let's go back into the palette. This is Rogue palette, our second and last eye look. This is actually the third eye look that I'm doing with this palette. I've done one eye look in a to buy or not to buy video that I'm tagging here. I think I talked about it earlier in the video already, but just saying it again, Okay, beauties, of course, this palette just has 9 colors, so there has to be some repetition. So I'm gonna use some colors that I've not touched, like maybe this black, this green, yeah, and a few other ones. Let's go. I'm gonna start with this beautiful green. The name of this color is Shadows. And this beauty is going to go in this outer edge, just making sure that we're blending it out. And I'm doing the same thing on both eyes. I am now going to pick a fluffy brush and I'm just going to dab into this color Stealth, and I'm going to very gently blend this outer edge. The only reason I'm doing this is literally using this color as a soft powder to just blend this a little more because I just want to make sure it's blended. With this tiny flat brush, I'm going to go back into Shadows, putting it under my lower lash line. Okay, friends, now I'm going to use NYX's glitter primer. By the way, don't mind this. A colleague had made this amazing sourdough bread and I was trying to cut it at work. Clearly, I was paying so much attention to possibly eating the bread that I did not realize that I cut my finger really badly. So this is just not in a very good place right now, but hopefully it'll heal. In the meantime, I'm putting some NYX's glitter primer across the lid. I'm kind of coming 2/3 across from the inner corner. Beauties, I'm not sure which colors I have not used. I know I've used that one and that one. I used one of these two, but I don't remember which one. Let's quickly try both. So this is so beautiful. I'm using this one. This one, which is this color, is a little sheer. I'm gonna use it in my inner corner and I'm gonna use this color across the lid. So let's go. So as I said, across the lid, coming now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Amazing. I'm just using the green to blend these two again. But now just to try more colors in the palette, I am going to pick a tiny brush and I'm going to go into this black, just a dab. You know I'm not a fan of matte black, but it is there, friends, and I need to do this, and I'm just brushing it here. This is literally just going to add a little bit of dimension and making it a very night eye look. Okay, lovely friends, we're going to now go with a very tiny brush into this color, and this color is pretty soft. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's definitely going to leave an impression just digging this brush into it. I'm going to pick a little bit of that and do this in my inner corner. Now this color is purple, so it's not exactly the same color as I have across my lid, so it's going to create a little bit of contrast, which is the whole point of this eye look. But if that's not what you're going for, just keep that in mind. Just look at this look. I'm loving it. This gives me very like snaky vibes in an amazing way. In an amazing way. This is my St. Patrick's look. St. Patrick's passed a few days ago, but I wish I had rocked this look. I am very happy with this palette. Absolutely happy with this palette. As you can see, it's just super shifty, super shiny. I absolutely love the contrast between the green, between this like mermaid greenish color into the purple. It's just amazing. And this kind of quality is amazing from a relatively new brand, and you know, this is Fantasy Cosmetica's 4th palette, so I'm pretty impressed because, you know, a lot of companies, even on their 10th palette, they're still learning, and this is just amazing. Blendability, pigmentation, the creaminess of the shimmers, the vibrancy, the shiftiness. I can't say I've had any issues here. Just to make sure you know, if you're purchasing this palette, these two colors are a tiny bit flaky. They're the kind of shimmers that are a little squishy. I usually don't have any issues with these. When I use them over an NYX glitter primer, I don't get any issues, meaning they're not going to fall off everywhere. They don't get creasing or anything like that. I know people talk about getting creasing issues with certain shimmers. I rarely have that kind of problem, so I can't speak to that. But just letting you know about the texture, maybe that helps in your decision making. The mattes, amazing. Unlike some of the mattes from Fantasy Cosmetica that I experienced in the past, where I thought the mattes were a little thin, and perhaps some of them couldn't get build up as nicely. These were very, very nice, as you saw in the eye looks. There's not a whole lot of negative things to say, friends. The only negative thing I can think of is the fact that there is a matte black. Yeah, they could have totally done a better job than putting a matte black in the palette. Like, they could have done a very, very, very dark, deep purple, like a black with a dab of purple. That would have been like a cool tone purple. That would have been amazing. I would have loved that. But they chose not to, so it is what it is. I could see myself do some smoky looks using this with this color over it. I would definitely repurchase this palette. I also love the color story. So I'm looking forward to playing around with this palette a little more. So that is my first impression of this palette. Let me know below if you purchased this palette, what your thoughts are on this palette. And if you haven't purchased it, why did you pass? Let me now bring the camera closer and show you this eye look from close up. Thank you so much, beauties, for being here with me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and until next time, bye.